Hello, I'm just wondering.
Now, have any of you guys ever seen one of these bad things for real? We burned almost every physical book in the country. So by the time you guys grow up, there won't be one book left. Burn it. Did firemen used to put out fires?
That's a classic
Is it
lie.
true that a long time ago, firemen used to put out fires and not burn books?
Put fires out, who told you that?
Oh, I don't know, someone, but is it true, did they?
Oh, what a strange idea.
Tell me, that number you all wear, what's it mean?
Oh, Fahrenheit 451.
Why 451 rather than 813 or 121?
Fahrenheit
or what?
451 is the temperature at which book paper catches fire and starts to burn.
See, it's no good, Montag. We've all got to be alike. The only way to be happy is for everyone to be made equal. So, we must burn the books, Montag. All the books.
We are not born equal. We must be made equal by the fire. And then we can be happy. Do you want to know what's inside these books? Insanity.
Thinkers, philosophers, all of them saying exactly the same thing, only I am right. The others are all idiots.
They're lying to you.
Knowledge is a dangerous thing.
I have given Truman a chance to lead a normal life. The world, the place you live in, is the sick place.
Error 451. It's a code for when a website is censored, so you know it's a legal reason and not the fault of a technical glitch. The code was submitted by Tim Bray. He's a co-author of XML specification, and he picked 451 as a nod to the Ray Bradbury novel Fahrenheit 451. It's a story of a society that outlaws and burns all books, which censors ideas.
This is my house.
Who can explain the fascination of fire? What draws us to it, whether we're young or old?
I just would like to say is that one thing that we've seen, and I'm sure that others are feeling this, is that, there used to be a time, I think, where you thought, oh, okay, well, student didn't come to class, so I picked up the phone and I called, or I sent an email, and, and then I sent another email. And so if you have the ability to build out a campaign one time and say, okay, when a student first reaches out to us, I want them to get this communication. 3 days later, if they haven't done the next step, I want them to know I'm still thinking about them. I'm going to send them this communication, and this one's going to be a different vibe. And then, if they still haven't done anything, 7 days after that, I want them to get another communication that says X, Y, Z. And I think that the beauty of building that out, set it and forget it, it happens in the background. It's like magic. Because what we see is that we get responses, and now he's ready to talk.
Can I get an ambulance, please? To room 41.
The Element 451 CRM is intelligent admissions technology.
It's like magic, because what we see is that we get responses.
So then I started searching for magic. And I quote, There is nothing magical in them at all. The magic is only in what books say, how they stitch the patches of the universe together into one garment for us. This relates to the adage or cliché, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Books are like pictures, and pictures should be treasured. Books help us to think on our own, unlike movies, which simply deliver the picture to us. Everybody looks at pictures and reads books in a slightly different way, because we are all different. Books are tools. With movies or images, the makers control how people see. Therefore, an image can better control how a person thinks than reading a book, which leaves it up to the readers to interpret characters, plots, histories, and so for themselves. When reading, the sentence can be interpreted in multiple ways. When watching an actor say a line, the interpretation is done for the viewer. So this makes me think about the imagination aspect. When you read a book, you use your imagination. And in the word imagination, there is the word magie, and there is the word ion, which is a charged particle. So maybe imagination is more important than we think. Another quote. I don't know. We have everything we need to be happy, but we aren't happy. Something is missing. I looked around. The only thing I positively knew was gone was the books I'd burned in 10 or 12 years. So I thought books might help. In this passage, Montag is saying that even though his society has everything they technically need to be happy, people are not. He thinks that books might hold the answer to what society is missing. So maybe it's not so much what the books hold, but what the books cause when you read it. When I searched a little bit further for where I meet this 451, I ran into this paper from the Ohio State University. It's called Theater Magic, Aleister Crowley and the Rites of Eleusis, presented in partial fulfillment of the requirements for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in the Graduate School of the Ohio State University by Tracy W. Tubman. And I don't know who it is, but it was quite interesting to read. So from this paper I quote, "Another example of the application of gematria may be found by examining the name of the magical organization Crowley founded after he left the Golden Dawn. It is often referred to simply as the A.A. And it is assumed that this stands for Astrum Argentium, a Latin phrase meaning silver star. Although the English translation of the organization's name is Silver Star, the letters actually represent the Greek words Astron Argon. Although the two phrases mean the same thing, the Greek words numerologically translate to 451. Now Sirius commonly is held to be the physical expression of that silver star, after which the order is named.
Sirius is a twin star system, and in 1804 William Herschel confirmed this and called them Sirius A and Sirius B. Now Indian legends also go one step further and propose this to be Kala Bhairava form of Shiva with Canis Major and Canis Minor, two dogs which go along with him. Kala Bhairava has two dogs going along with him. And the word Canis means dog, canine. Does there seem to be some connect?
So Sirius comes back also in one of my favorite movies.
accept the reality with which we're presented.
Everybody's pretending to the Truman.
I'm going away for a while. It's our hero shot.
The same as the words conx om pax or light in extension is the title of a book Crowley published in 1907 during the formation of his new order, and this book serves as a veritable manifesto of the A.A. Mathematically, the lowest factor of 451 is 11, the number associated with Crowley's style of magic. So 11 times 41 is 451. Let me take a little sidestep to 41.
Can I get an ambulance, please? To room 41. Heathscape Motel.
Go to the Heathscape Motel.
I knew it. I knew something was going on.
Room 41. There's a hole in the bathroom. In the ground. You have to go into the floor.
What for?
Exactly.
Room 41, you said?
And you're late.
Yes, sir. How can I help you?
I just wanted to get a room.
Ah, fine. Yes, we've got rooms. We've got room 11. Just for yourself, one night.
It's fine.
11 times 41 is 451.
I want to talk about the number 41. 41 is a number which crops up in Garden of Rama. It's the heroine's 41st birthday, and her husband is a mathematics geek, and he takes it upon himself to explain to her why 41 is such a magical number. Take f equals n squared minus n plus 41, he continued, where n is an integer between 0 and 40. That function will generate your entire sequence, n squared minus n plus 41. So if I put in n equals 0, then I have 0 squared minus 0 plus 41, which is simply 41. Okay? I put in a value of 1, I have 1 squared, which is 1, minus 1 plus 41, so that's simply 1. If I put in a value of 2, I get 2 squared, that's 2 times 2 is 4, minus 2 plus 41, that's 43, and so on. Every number that we get for plugging in a value of n from 0 to 40 is a prime number, and I'm going to scribble a spiral of numbers. So the next number is 42, 54, 57, so I'm just making a spiral of numbers. Okay, so our first number in the series for n equals 1, we get 41, and I've put that in the middle. Nice big circle, okay, there you go. Then our second number is 43. Well, I've put that one up here. 47, okay, it's down here. The next number, 53. That's up here. And then we continue and we find 61. And so what we're discovering is that all of the prime numbers generated by the quadratic series are found on this diagonal, the lead diagonal of what we're calling an Ulam spiral. Ulam was an interesting chap in his own right. He was part of the Manhattan Project. He holds the patent for the atomic bomb. Why 41 is such a magical number, or the thermonuclear bomb.
They stopped thinking and they built the nuclear weapon, and then after that the government said, well, what do you want to do next? And they had no question, they wanted to do computers. But they wanted to, so the government said, well, why computers? And well, because then we can build you more bombs.
We knew the world would not be the same. Few people laughed. Few people cried, most people were silent. I remembered the line from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty, and to impress him takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." I suppose we all thought that one way or another.
The first page on the World Wide Web went up 25 years ago. British computer scientist Tim Berners-Lee published the first web page on December 20th, 1990, when he was a researcher at the European Organization for Nuclear Research, known as CERN. The point was to make it easy to search and share electronic documents, and it was first used by defense and academic groups. Think how much the internet's going to change in another 25 years.
This is some multi-reality brain magic shit.
I don't know what's real and what's not. Something's wrong. What did you do?
Come on, wake up! Every time I separate them, they just find their way back together.
.451 also equates to the Hebrew words meaning the essence of man, which is interpreted by members as meaning that within the A.A. is found the essence of humanity that is to be found within each individual. 451 is also numerically equivalent to the angels of Tiferet and also to the abyss. Tiferet is the sixth sephira of the Tree of Life, representative of beauty. The abyss is a symbolic place of psychological and spiritual initiation, the place where one crosses over from the mundane world to the celestial world, where the beauty of God is revealed.
We're going to be looking at Tiferet, which is the central sephira on the central pillar of mildness in the Kabbalistic Tree of Life. It is the sephira in which the Divine Spirit reaches down as far as it can go in terms of physical manifestation, and physical manifestation, which is us, the creation, reaching up as far as we can go really in terms of our consciousness to make contact with divinity. Now the Yetziratic text says of Tiferet that it is, I'm paraphrasing, the place where the influxes of all of the emanations are multiplied. So being on the central pillar of the tree, it's the sephira with the most contacts of all of the sephira, most direct contacts, because of course every sephira is linked to every other sephira by means of the paths, but Tiferet has the most direct contact, and it moderates and influences all of them to what? To best meet the requirements of the purpose of the tree, which is the marrying of spirit and matter.
I have given Truman the chance to lead a normal life. The world, the place you live in, is this sick place.
So thank you for watching, and I'll be wandering on.